Hi, I'm Brennan. Welcome to Manager Mailbag. We're answering real questions submitted by managers to help you deal with your greatest challenges. We have to solve these things together. Okay, so the first question is, what do you do if you don't have the ability to reward great employees meaningfully? IamOscar.com says managers need to be able to reward great employees in a way that's meaningful. An extra break, a pizza, or a star on the bulletin board is not meaningful. I actively encourage my best employees to seek better employment in companies that will pay them a more appreciative wage. I think what we're talking about here is motivating employees and not necessarily just rewarding them. And so the first step there for me is to think about motivation and how it works with humans. In my experience, people don't always just want more money. I think that's a cheap way or lazy way of rewarding people. Often in startup land, you get someone who is making, in some cases, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year, come and join a startup and are willing to work for $90K a year, right? Why? Well, they clearly aren't motivated by making $650,000, $100,000 a year. They're more motivated by showing up to a small company, having bigger outsized impact, proving to their peers that they can take everything they've learned in their careers and build something more massive, have more equity, more ownership, more impact on the environment that they operate within. If you're hiring people who are only motivated by money, and in your organization, you cannot give them more money, you're bad at hiring. You should look for people who are not explicitly only motivated by money. You should look for people who will thrive in this environment so you can train up a team of people who will be excited to show up for work for the things that your work offers. Even if you look at some of the reports that we've published, people rarely leave for money once they've been paid fairly. Usually they leave in anticipation of more growth. They think they can get more growth elsewhere. That growth might come in the form of money, it might come in the form of something else. So I think the broader question is, what types of rewards motivate people beyond just cash? There are three key ways of motivating those people. So you've got reward of the self, reward of the tribe, and reward of the hunt. Typically giving them cash, right? Which I think some of what we're talking about here, telling them to leave for more money, is more in the reward of the hunt. So I won't focus on that too much because I think you kind of get that one. Reward of the self is more about mastery. How do you become really, really good at your job? How do you become a really, really good version of that person you think you are? Often this comes out with members of your team when you look at maybe someone who achieves inbox zero every single day, or someone who makes sure that their task list is empty before they leave for work. Those are the types of people who are achieving mastery for themselves. We have tapped into that ourselves by creating a little growth framework, which takes the concept of going from a senior engineer to a staff engineer, or a junior engineer to an intermediate engineer, and breaks it away from like a 2-year journey into achievable 90-day milestones that you can kind of inch your way up. Or if you're in an environment where maybe you don't have control over the exact promotion, maybe there's a specific way to get this title, you can invent the micro steps that get you there, right? Like you can reverse engineer what a person has to do in order to get that. What would it take to prove to me, the manager, that you've earned all of those badges and I get to go to bat for you and kind of fight on your behalf for that promotion? I think it's about meaningful progression. It's about the anticipation of achieving that next level. And I think you just have to make sure that there actually is benefit, right? Like at some point, the benefit should be an actual tier change within your organization. And so if you've done all of the things necessary, you've got to be able to deliver on the other end of that. But there's no reason why you can't invent the micro steps. The micro steps might just not mean more money. The last one, reward of the tribe, is more about social recognition, social rewards. I think tools like Twitter and Instagram have really hacked into this type of thing by making sure that their follower accounts and like counts and retweet counts are very visible, so that you really know if you're getting that virtue social signaling from your peers. The way I think you can really push this deeper and deeper is by letting the tribe, in a way, reward the tribe. So giving away some of that authoritative control to the group. We've taken this concept internally of Employee of the Month and brought it into something that's a little bit more in control of the team. So once a month, we give away what we call the Narwhal Award. And the last Narwhal who's previously got it gets to pick the next Narwhal by whatever criteria they want. It's a really hard reward to get. There's only 12 given out a year, and you have to work really hard to kind of cross some of those silos at work to get that recognition. I think there's a lot of ways you can bring in the rewards of self, the rewards of the tribe, the rewards of the hunt into your day-to-day work environment. And the last tip that I'll give you for something like that is just knowing that the variableness of the reward matters. It's not that if you do this, you always get this reward. It's really the anticipation of the reward that matters. So anyways, that's some of the ways I would break it down if you're thinking about how do you meaningfully reward people outside of cash. And if your work offers absolutely nothing other than very, very low income, just get a new job. It's a terrible place. Problem solved.